Hi, welcome to Kayak Fishing Cornwall. Today is Saturday. I'm going to try and fish tomorrow. I've been watching the forecast as usual all week, and we've had some pretty stiff winds from the south, so it's a bit sketchy. There's some swell coming in at the moment, but I've checked the webcam, or the webcams, and I reckon I can get out tomorrow at Mullion, because the wind is dying. Well, it's dying off already. Hopefully the swell will drop down a bit, and it looks like it will be doable, but that's pretty much the only spot I think that looks like it will be doable tomorrow. I've fished Mullion a few times now on the trot, but it looks like I'm going to be there again tomorrow because I want to get out. With it being a bit sketchy, I'm not going to take tons and tons of stuff, and I haven't got a lot of time tomorrow, so I'm just going to take a lure fishing setup. And I thought, as I'm at a bit of a loose end, I thought I'd set it all up and show you around what I'll take on the water with me tomorrow. So this is the setup I'm going to go with tomorrow. Just a sort of bit of a dash out, chuck some lures around, maybe 2 or 3 hours, then come back in. So I'm not going to take the kitchen sink and everything else. It still might look a lot to some, but this is streamlined for me. So we'll start at the back, shall we? This is my sea tug with a bloom wheel conversion. It's got the rail conversion on it, which is great, and it's secured in the back under the bungees. As you can see, that is not going anywhere. I do have a small landing net, because I find that bass have got a habit to thrash about and chuck the hooks right by the side of the kayak. So I've got some foam strapped to it there, so should it go over the side it floats. I think it's rubberized mesh, so your hooks don't get caught in it, and I'll keep it on a leash because I didn't leash the last one up and that lasted exactly 1 trip. I always take the H crate because it's a really handy rod holder. You can get 4 in here, and you can strap them down with these bungees. So I do that if I'm coming into land or launch and it's a bit rough, or if I'm traversing an area and it's a bit rough, I'll strap them in. In the actual crate itself, I've got a selection of lures. These were sort of the last 2 years' go-to lures, really. They're Storm Biscay shads, and they, I've got loads of fish on them. Really add a lot of confidence in these lures. A couple in particular that then got scarce and I couldn't get them, so I was trying other things, and these kind of took a back foot. Usually I'll use these in deeper water, or if I'm using my little bait casting setup. Also in here I'll keep a spool of 20-pound line for tying leader should I snap a leader off. Also got a spool of 30-pound line, not entirely sure why. What else? I usually take out a set of mackerel feathers just in case a shoal goes by and I just can't resist. And I've also got, on this occasion, because it's just lure fishing, I've got a selection of the Lazy Lure Bomb Squad lures, which some of them are quite heavy, quite useful if I need to get down in some current or a fast drift. Okay, so rod wise, I've got just my spinning outfits. So on this one, we've got an Achios Spyro 4000, loaded up with 20-pound spider wire braid with 2 meters of 20-pound fluoro leader. And let me see if we can see. Yep, there we go. We've got a quick link there onto a Savage Gear sand eel in khaki. This rod is a Fladen XTC, 7 foot, 10 to 30 grams. It's only a proper cheap rod, but I've caught tons of fish on this rod, and You know, if it goes over the side, I'm not going to be too upset. Yeah, you know, I've caught just as many fish on this as I would imagine I would have done on an expensive rod. So it's fine by me. And the reel is similar, really. That was only 45 quid. I've had it nearly 3 years and it's still going strong. And it's a nice smooth reel. I do like the handles. Yeah, that's good value for money, that thing, to be fair. Very happy with that. The other one is a 3000, same type of reel. But one thing I would say about this is it's not as nice as the 4000. It's not as smooth, and the handle you get with it is not the same. You get a smaller handle. I've nicked this handle off my 5000 one of these to put on this. I really only bought this to go on my shore fishing setup because it's lighter. And if you stood there for hours casting, it does really make a difference to have a nice balanced setup in your hands. Same again, £20 braid, spider wire, £20 leader, Savage Gear sand eel in white, and this is a Penrath spin 10 to 40 in 7 foot. So I'll troll these lures out. I know traditionally people tend to use plugs and things that float. So there is a bit of a problem. If you hook up on one, chances are the other one's going to sink to the bottom, and then you stand a chance of losing it. But I've just not had a lot of success on plugs, so you stick to what works, don't you? And these are really doing it for me this year, so that's why they're both on there. As you can see, it's a pedal drive kayak, but you've got to have a paddle, haven't you? Because sooner or later that drive's going to break. So my paddle's leashed up to the side there. I've got these Scotty rocket tube rod holders, one on either side. They are positioned in a really nice way for trolling, which I do between marks. And if the going's tough, then I'll just go and look at some scenery and troll some rods whilst I'm at it. Take a little towel to just wipe your hands if you're getting fishy or whatever. Good idea. In the hatch here, I'll keep car keys, polarized glasses, scales. Got a pair of snips in case I end up with a hook in my finger and I want to sort of trim it down, so it's not catching on everything. Under my seat, I'll keep my other lure box, or one of my other lure boxes, which contains pretty much sand eel type lures. So I've got more Savage Gear sand eels here, a couple of the lazy lures, AliExpress things, a couple of old beat up rubber things that I'm trying to make the most out of. I'll take a few metals in case I'm marking fish and I just can't get them on the soft plastics, or if I want to cast at something some distance away. Keep some small ones in case, you know, again, if they're not picking up the big ones, or I think they're feeding on small bait fish, sometimes if you just swap to something smaller, it'll get them to bite. Again, little Scarus eels, but in different colours. Here and here. A couple of Sandy Andes, very popular, very effective. And I've taken a surface lure with me, because I really would like to try and get a few fish off the top. So if the opportunity presents itself, I've got one in there I can just chuck out. Okay, so this side of the seat, I've got this Scotty H-rail mount. So if I'm bait fishing, I'll take a little bait table, which will slot into there, but that's not coming with me tomorrow. On my left-hand side, all leashed so I don't lose them, I've got a priest, because I do like to eat fish, and you know, might as well take a few rather than pay for them. Some forceps, which I really wouldn't want to go without, because they're so helpful to unhook fish, and some nice sharp scissors. I've also got a small pair of lip grips, which do come in handy sometimes. I don't often use them, but they're not taking up a lot of room, are they? So I slot them in there. On the other side, got myself a nice sharp knife. Right, this is my navigation and fish finding setup. I've got Navionics on my phone, so I can zoom in around the various bits of reef or whatever, look for new marks, look for places I want to go to, track my drift, and the Lowrance hook reveal 7, triple shot with a sun visor there, just for general fish finding and the basic sort of sonar maps. And up the front, fish bag. Like I said, I do like to take fish occasionally. Do like to eat fish. In the front hatch, I've got my fish finder battery in one of the Hobie battery mounts, which works really well. And I've also got a first aid kit tucked at the front. Weighs practically nothing. It's in a bag, so it all stays dry. And I'd rather have one and not need it than need one and not have it, as they say. Right, we're now at what are we in? October. Last time I went out, the water was 15 degrees, so it's not really cold, but it's cold enough. So I've got a Typhoon dry suit here, which I picked up second hand actually. It's been really good, although I've had to replace the boots because I ripped them getting out of one of my old kayaks. So I'll have that on tomorrow. Got wetsuit boots, which I put over the socks to stop them getting trashed. And I'll have my Palm, I think it's a Palm K Cora BCD. And in that, I've got mounted a line cutter for, I can just quickly grab that if I need to. In this pocket here, I keep a whistle in case I, get in the water and need to attract attention. That's a much better way of doing it than yelling. And also in here I keep my VHF radio, which, let's have a look. Yeah, my VHF radio, which is a Baofeng. Wasn't very expensive, but it is IP7 rated, I think, so, and it floats, so it does the job. I've programmed it up with the various channels I need to, and it works just fine. So that's it. Also, I will tell the wife where I am, and she tracks me on an app on her phone, so she knows where I'm going, when to expect me back, and she can keep an eye on me whilst I'm doing it. Right, so that's a quick walk around the kayak and my setup for tomorrow, where it's just, like I said, a quick trip out, chuck some lures around and look for some pollock or bass, basically. If I was going to go bait fishing, the setup's similar, but I would have an anchor in the H crate and my bait table in the H crate, and maybe I'll take a couple more rods, because I always troll lures if I'm going to mark, even if I'm going to go and anchor a mark. So I'll have a lure rod and a couple of rods set up for bait fishing. Yeah, so we'll see tomorrow how it all pans out. Like I said, small tides, bit of an iffy forecast on the swell front. The wind should be okay. It might just be a bit of swell to deal with. So we'll see. Having said that, the last few times I've been out there on small tides, I've only found fish on the reef in one particular spot. So, and it's taken me a while to find that. So tomorrow, I think if I go to the reef, I'll try those spots initially and see if the fish are there. Again, small tide, on the flood, same situation, or roughly the same situation. So it might be that the fish are there again. Worth trying, isn't it? Got to try and learn something when you're out there. Okay, I'll see you in the morning and we'll see how it goes.